Elden Ring for Noobs. Here are some details that everyone should know when starting their journey. In my opinion, this is a great game to pick up now as the DLC comes out soon and there aren't many major games releasing in the near future. Your character and class is determined by your stats or attribute points. At the beginning of the game, you start out with a set of attributes based upon the class you choose, and each time you level, you will get 1 point to add to an attribute of your choosing. The first 3 attributes fill out the bars that are visible in the left-hand corner of your screen. Shown on the left, Vigor adds to health or HP, Mind adds to magic or FP, and Endurance adds to stamina. Endurance will also allow you to have a larger equipment load. The remaining 5 attributes focus much more on your playstyle and determine the offensive weapons that you can wield. These attributes will also make the weapons you wield stronger based upon that weapon's scaling. On top of that, these stats will add some other benefits to your character. For example, strength adds to your defense, and dexterity improves your casting speed. You will typically want to put most of your points into no more than 3 or so of these attributes, so that those you focus will get much stronger. Class is really determined by the stats that are given to a character. For Elden Ring, I advise you to choose a class in the beginning and stick to that class wherever possible, though you can always respec later on. Again, your class will determine the abilities and weapons that you can wield. For example, stronger sorceries will require higher intelligence, while heavier weapons will require higher strength. The weapon you choose will often scale with the attributes that it requires in order to wield. For some weapons, this can be changed by adding Ashes of War to them. Runes are the currency of the game, used to purchase items from merchants and also level up your character. Your main rune count found on the bottom right hand side of your screen will store the runes you have collected, but you will lose them if you die. They can, however, be recollected where you died if you do not die again before reaching them. A good strategy is to spend most of your runes before going to harder areas or facing difficult bosses. Runes can be obtained by defeating enemies or selling items. You are thrown into the world with very little guidance, which can be fun but also daunting. Whenever you explore a new location, I suggest first finding a site of grace so that you can fast travel back if you leave or respawn there if you die. Certain sites of grace will have light emitting from them to show you where to go for the main quest line. The next thing you will want to find is the map of the area if you don't have it already. These are quite easy to find. At certain points you may reach more difficult areas where you keep dying. While it can be frustrating, it's simply the game's way of saying you are not ready for the area yet. What you should do is go elsewhere and level up or improve your character, and return when you are stronger. Outside of leveling, there are a few other ways to strengthen your character. One of which is by upgrading your weapons. This can be done at a smithing table for runes and smithing stones. Smithing stones can be found at caves that look like this on your map. Ashes or summons of the game can also be upgraded at the Round Table Hold by Rodrika after you complete her quest line. Doing so will cost you grave gloveworts, which can be found near graves. Another improvement you can make is to equip better armor. Armor can be dropped by the enemies who wear it, or can be purchased from merchants. You can also find and equip better talismans. The thing to look out for here is equipment load. You never want to be above a medium load, as your character will be slowed drastically. If you're a caster, you can find better sorceries and incantations. There are some very important items in Elden Ring that you want to obtain, the first of which is the Golden Seed. These are used to increase the amount of FP/HP replenishing flasks that you can carry. I suggest you start out with a Golden Seed as a keepsake. You can find more in the world at trees like this. Sacred tears found at churches will increase the amount that your flasks replenish. Another key item that you should get early is this wondrous flask here. You can find it at this church. It allows you to mix 2 special tears. When drunk, will have various effects on your character. Swordstone keys are also important as they open closed doors, but can only be used once. So be careful where you use them. I suggest researching a door before opening it. For casters, the memory stones are critical as they allow you to memorize additional incantations or sorceries. These are sometimes dropped by stronger enemies or can be found at certain rises.